All right, what's up? What's wrong with y'all? Give us a countdown.
It just be boom, you there.
Okay, boom, you there.
Hey everybody.
What's up?
Welcome to our weekly live.
I was about to say, what's up YouTube? What's up TikTok? What's up Instagram?
Yeah.
Hey,
guys,
y'all.
joining in.
Hey y'all.
Thanks for being here. We appreciate you as always. You know the drill. If you don't know the drill because you're new, then go back and find out the drill. Now the drill is. Let us know where you're watching from. We want to know your country. We want to know your province. We want to know your continent, whatever. Don't give us your home address, but let us know where you're watching from, your city, your province, all that kind of stuff. We love to see all of our international people and all that kind of stuff.
International?
Yeah.
Well, we're from America, in case I didn't know.
Yes.
We're U.S. citizens. We are in the state of Virginia.
Yes.
In a small city called Chesapeake.
Yep. Yeah, that's where we're from. I see someone saying check your inbox. Okay, one thing I want to throw out there. We talked about this in previous lives about we don't have a set thing for question and answers yet. But if you're going to inbox us what you want to say. Don't inbox us with hi or how you doing or can we talk or things like that. Inbox exactly what it is that you're saying because otherwise
I'm Indian from Canada. What's up, Canada?
But I just want to make sure I throw that out there because otherwise we get a lot of spam stuff. And if someone ever just inboxes hi, how you doing? 9 times out of 10 is spam. So if you're one of the 10th person who's not spam, we're not going to respond to it because it goes to like this general box where it's like it doesn't even request all like that. So just make sure you come in with whatever it is that your question is or whatever you want to say. Otherwise, we'll miss it and we won't even know that you're legit. So just a note for everybody. Okay, so we're going to get into things. Scarborough. Okay, cool. So
we'll do that.
Let us know where you're from, where you watch from, all kind of stuff, what time it is, where you're at, and all that good stuff. And I haven't seen people doing this. I wonder what your occupation is. What do you guys do for a living? Cool. I want to know.
This is her. My husband's very expressional with his hands, and he does
90% of communication is with your hands.
I get that. We all do talk with that hand.
I just made that up. I don't know if that's a thing. I just said that. So you thought I just said that. I don't know.
Okay. You gotta be careful with this guy. Okay, he can make you believe a lot of stuff. Okay.
Look, I'm an expert at. Well, I probably shouldn't say that because it makes it sound like I'm trying to con people. But no, I'm saying like. I do know that it's very, if you sound like you know what you're talking about, you can get away with a lot of stuff. So, all of that. And he said, my wife is a teacher. Cool. What do you do? So, yeah. All right, cool. So, we're going to get into today's topic. The subject of this one was we could finally talk about this, and that is not clickbait. This is something that we could finally talk about. We've been working on for a very long time. If you've been watching since we've been doing these lives, we've always been promising newer and greater things coming. And go ahead.
Go ahead, finish your statement. Go ahead.
Yeah, newer and greater things coming. And we finally get to talk about what those things are. But before we get into those things, but I just want to say that because it's like 3 major things, new things coming to this channel we want to talk about, you need to stay to the end. We're going to try to stay on track.
Stay to
the end because they're all very different, but very exciting. And there's ways that you all can participate. But before we get into that, Cacie.
Thank you very much, my lovely
husband.
Okay. But first, before we get into everything that he just mentioned, I just want to say thank you for all the birthday wishes and love. Last Monday was my birthday, and it was awesome. It was amazing. I just spent it with family and friends and celebrated the whole entire week. I literally walked around town with a crown. I should have brought the crown because some of y'all have not seen the crown.
Oh, yeah.
I should have brought the crown. It's upstairs in the bedroom. But yeah, I had a crown. I had my birthday queen stash on. Like, it was really cool walking around. People just like giving me high fives, hey, happy birthday to me. But thank you. Some of y'all just really just poured out and just said thank you and happy birthday, all that kind of stuff. And it really meant a lot to me. So this is me saying thank you. I read every last one. And I think I responded to almost every one of them. If I did not respond to your birthday wish, please forgive me. But it was great, so thank you for that.
Yeah, that was really cool. Thank you all for showing out your love for Cacie, my beautiful wife, on her birthday. I appreciate that.
I think he was a little jealous too, to be honest.
Well, I was like, dang, like she get all these likes and stuff. I was like, I don't get that many likes.
I think I think he thinks that y'all like me better than he likes.
Well, I will say this: our audience is predominantly women. And so I think that makes sense because you're kind of like these
ladies know don't come from my husband, okay? Because if y'all OG, y'all already know the heifer prayer has been released. So some of y'all know, don't come from my man. Don't come for him. Don't come for him. But that's okay. But y'all know. I know I'm the favorite.
Yeah. Anyway, continuing. So one thing before we get into these 3 new things that are really cool that we can finally talk about. I want to reiterate something.
God the
I
Father,
think.
God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. Okay.
Yes, that's a surprise. No. But I see the viewers taking up on YouTube. Good job, guys. Thanks for being here. Let us know you're here. Make sure you leave your comments, where you're from, all that. So one thing I want to talk about, Jalen and Cacie, who we are and what we do, because we do have a lot more subscribers or followers on all of our platforms. Jalen and Cacie started in the day that I was born and the day that you were born. But how we became Jalen and Cacie, what we do now, I like to say we kind of stumbled upon figuring out what our quote unquote calling was and what it is we wanted to do on YouTube and all the platforms that we have. This person said they are from Cali. Cool. All right, Cali.
What's up, Cali?
What time is it where you at? You about 3
and
or 4
what's the
hours
weather
behind us?
like? I think we're like 80 degrees.
Yeah, about
today.
80 degrees today. Yeah. So let us know. So I want to take it back to the first month that we got married. In the first month that we got married, I heard from the Lord for us to hold some house meetings. And so we invited some couples that we knew. And
speaking of house, we was in an apartment.
Oh yeah, so it was an apartment meeting.
It basically it was a small apartment. Mm-hmm. And we didn't have a lot of space. And of course, my husband was like, I believe the Lord told me to do this. And y'all know my story about when he said the Lord do something. I need to go back to them OG videos because there's a lot of information about us.
Yeah.
But it was a real okay, we're doing this. I think that honestly, before we got married, we always had a heart for ministry. We knew we wanted to do something with this marriage. And we always believe in purpose.
Yeah.
Sure. And we knew that when we got married, we couldn't just be married just because let's get married. No, I said married. I caught myself that time. You're always joking me about how I say words.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we got married, we really wanted to focus and purpose our marriage. We're not strangers to ministry. We've been doing it all of our lives. And so if we was going to get married, we definitely knew that we was going to pursue the gospel like we always have. Yeah. But how that was going to look, we did not know. Yeah. We dabbled in social media before as individuals and together in some projects. So, yeah, it was just kind of watching God, how he just kind of thrusts us out there. And at first it felt like, we're just going to do this to kind of see where it leads. Really having real plans for it. But here we are today, over 5,000 subscribers later.
But I kind of want to take that journey through, and I want to hop out. Someone put a question here. How can you deal with someone who has been damaged from past relationships and is now controlling? Great question. I want to stay tuned because I can't spoil the surprise yet because that's what this broadcast is about. But that question is going to get answered. So, and I may even just tackle the question directly by the end of this broadcast. So just stay tuned because I am going to readdress that. So thank you for that comment. And I also saw your previous comment about Nick Cannon. I have been told that before that I look like Nick Cannon. I haven't heard it in a while, but I have heard that. I haven't heard it in a long time. I haven't heard that in a long time. But when I was younger, especially, I would get that a lot. Nick Cannon's illegitimate brother. Yeah, I've heard that before. But anyway, so we did those house meetings out of our apartment, right? And we brought couples in. And what God told me the purpose of that was, he said, he wanted us to take what we were learning and duplicate that with other people. Yeah. Teach them the things we had learned up to that point about living the blessed life, living in the blessing. And when we did those meetings, they weren't really focused on marriage, but we tackled anything that had to do with marriage, finance, things like that, healing your body. And we had people coming and people got saved at those meetings. People got filled with the Holy Ghost at those meetings. We did it for a while and then time went on and then we stopped doing them. But we have been ministering in some shape or form with this marriage, and we always knew that was the purpose of this marriage. But that's going to lead into what is the next thing. And as I explained, if anybody throws a question or something, if it's something that is a question or legitimate, stop me.
I want to get my wife back. I think she's upset with me.
Oh, okay, gotcha. You stay tuned as well. We're going to tackle stuff at the end. We got to get through this though, and these announcements that we've got. And make sure you read them in your head in case they're not legitimate. Okay. So that before you keep on loud, let you get caught. Just say it. So far we've been good. But yeah. So we've been doing that since we got married, and that's always been the move with this channel to help people and to teach them about that blessing. And it started very heavily with marriage. Yeah, and I really do. And not that God caused the issues that we had in our marriage, but I really do believe I know for a fact that he guided us through this. And it was highlighted for us because we didn't realize that people struggled so much so quickly. Yeah. And if you notice, most of our marriage teaching is geared more for
the beginning marriage,
Yeah.
the newlyweds.
Mm-hmm.
And now that these principles don't work for people that's been married
Mm-hmm.
for a long, long time, because we realize just because you've been married for a long time doesn't mean
Yeah.
you've been doing it right for a long time. A lot of people are doing it wrong, and most times you had to go back to square one and figure out where did the kink in the chain
Yeah.
the kink in the chain happen so you can repair it.
Yeah.
But our desire is that if you can do it right,
Yeah.
starting out the gate,
Mm-hmm.
the better off your life will be. Not that you won't have challenges, because you will, okay? Because the devil's job, and he is consistent in trying to steal, kill, and destroy whatever God put in your life. But if you can start out right, if you can start your marriage, your relationship with the principles and the things you need early on,
Mm-hmm.
the greater your success, and the greater you'll be able to recognize when the enemy is attacking your situation.
Mm-hmm.
And we just told our story before, but we're going to talk about a little bit more. Is that once we got married, we just thought that everything's going to be peaches and cream.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to have this honeymoon phase, and it was going to be fun, hanging out chandeliers and all that kind of stuff that people tell you. And it was none of that for us at all. And I was like, what happened? Like, I don't deserve this. And I believed in my heart so truly that God designed happiness for me.
Yeah.
Like, I knew he wanted me happy. I knew he wanted me to have a prosperous and fruitful relationship, but I just didn't know how to do that. I knew what I wanted. Like, I saw it, but how do I get there? And that's really the question that we are here to answer.
Exactly, in every area of life. And I want to say this because this came to my mind when you were talking. Sorry for those two questions we had. All right, so for the first person, the Nick Cannon dude, you mentioned how do you've been in a relationship with someone who's controlling, things like that. Okay, there's a couple of videos I want you to watch on our channel. There's one, and I believe it's in our Jalen and Cacie Stories playlist. So write this down or type it in your phone. Go to our YouTube channel. If you click the link if you're on TikTok, click the link in our bio. It'll take you there. There's a playlist called Jalen and Cacie Stories. There's a video called How Do I Trust When I've Been Hurt So Much? Actually, no, that's in the Dear Jalen and Cacie playlist. But even if you search Jalen and Cacie in that video, you'll find it. And if you really just can't find it, inbox us somewhere or on Instagram or something like that, and we'll send you the link. And it's a video about how do you trust after you've been hurt by people so much. That'll be helpful. There's another short video we did in our shorts playlist called I'm a Control Freak. That's another one for you. All right, for the other person that's talked about their wife and they mentioned that they are newlywed and all of that, unforgiveness. There's a video called The Power of Forgiveness in our Jalen and Cacie Stories playlist. I want to check that one out. Also, there's a 3-part series in our Jalen and Cacie Stories playlist called Newlywed Struggles. That'll be good for you. So go to our YouTube channel. That's the link in our bio, and search those out in our Jalen and Cacie Stories playlist. Those videos will be good for you. All right, so continuing the story. And so that's what we're here to do at Jalen and Cacie. I think it took us a while to figure out the point of us being online, where we kind of just doing it for fun. It took us a while to figure out what we wanted to do. We realized the same mission we were given when we were holding those house meetings with those few people in our tiny living room is the same mission we're doing now here. And we've built up 5,000 subscribers, but it's taken us kind of this long to really finalize this is what we're doing, and we're going to build a life doing this.
Yeah.
And that's helping you find out whether you are married, whether you are unmarried, man or woman. There are principles that you need to know about how to live the life that God has for you. And it's not just about your relationships, but that's a huge part of it. And so as we continue to grow from here, you're going to see us begin to open up to new avenues of things that we talk about. Not just marriage and not just single living as far as like looking toward marriage, but about finances, about healing your body, about family in general, about all kinds of friendships, relationships.
Yeah, because as we were on our journey to fix our marriage, God began to reveal the things within us that needed to be fixed, that was never worked on prior. And it's amazing the journey God will take you on, because if you think it's about your spouse, and it's not, it's about you.
Yes.
And it's about the baggage you bring in. Yeah. Oftentimes we're so mad, or we're so focused on what our spouse is doing wrong, that we don't see what we're doing wrong. Yeah. Or the brokenness inside of us. Like we mentioned before, I didn't know just how much baggage I brought into a relationship. I didn't know that all those deep-rooted hurts and pains and disappointments over the course of my life was dictating to me how I was seeing my husband, how I was responding to you. And I was shocked. Like, man, I didn't know. I had no intentions of coming in that way.
Yeah.
But it happens, and it's something about marriage.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a lid opener. Like you could be doing great and fine, at least you think you are prior to marriage, but as soon as you get married, it's like pop, the can just pops open,
Mm-hmm.
and all the good, the bad, the ugly, and everything just runs out.
Yeah.
And if you you can try to suppress it, but it doesn't work for long.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why between years 2, people start on that road of divorce.
Yeah.
Because you only think about so much, and you think, well, man, they changed. I married the wrong person.
Yep.
Did I think that? There had been, the thought came to my brain. It's like, man, did I marry the right person?
Mm-hmm.
Or am I the right person? Like, I started doubting myself sometimes, depending. I mean, because I didn't know that I had so many issues inside of me that was really hindering my marriage from flourishing the way that I knew that it could.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so all that leads into the first topic of today that I want to talk about that we're excited to announce, and that is called Project 1 Million. Mm-hmm. This thing goes back actually a couple years, to be honest with you. So Project 1 Million is going to be the initiative that guides the future of the Jalen and Cacie YouTube channel, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, everything that we do, anything else new that we launch, websites and everything like that. Project 1 Million is our mission to touch 1 million lives with this gospel. Yes. Talking about this blessing that can change your life in every area of your life, your marriage, your relationships, your single living, your personal development, your mental health, the things that you deal with in your family, your children, everything, whatever it is you're believing God for. And for those of you who don't know God, we're trying to touch 1 million people. And we can do that, with after a few years we've been doing this without even having a clear vision of where we were going. We've touched thousands of lives already across all platforms. We've crossed over 10,000 people that thought enough of what we were talking about to want to follow or like the page or subscribe. And that's meaningful. And so now we need your help and the way that you can help. And what we're going to do is we're going to release a video later this week that will just specifically talk about this in detail. But you guys, we thought it'd be great to share with you because you guys tune in every week to our live broadcast. You guys get the scoop first. But what you can do to participate is let us know that you're one of the million. And on our website, what we're going to develop is a board, the Million Board, that's going to have the names of everybody who submits their name. You're going to go to our website and submit your information, and we're going to include your name on this board, and so that people can see and that we can see and know who it is that's part of that million. Because not only are you saying that, hey, I've been touched and impacted by your guys' ministry, but what you're also saying is that I'm going to be one of the million people that's going to change the world around me, because we believe that impacted people, we'll put it like this, people who are impacted can go and cause an impact. Change lives can go and change lives.
Because one of our desires is to change the divorce rate in this world, and especially within the body of Christ.
Yes.
We want to change the divorce rate. Marriage belongs to God.
Yeah.
God designed marriage, and He designed fruitful relationships, even not just marriage relationships, but relationships between your family, parents, child, co-workers, whatever. God designed us for relationship, and we wouldn't take back control of that. And we don't want the narrative to be that, oh, it's a failure, you can't succeed, men are bad, women are bad. We want to change that, change the conversation to what the Word of God says about the relationships.
And I have a passion for mental health, and I touched on that in that independent live that I did, and then a video I released the other week about the abiding word in that book that changed my life. And so I have a passion for helping men who are struggling with depression and stress and addictions to pornography. And there are people, and what I'm understanding is the things that we deal with don't just affect ourselves. They impact the world around us. They impact our families. They impact our communities in either a positive or a negative way, depending on what's going on the inside of us. And so every life that we impact and every life that we change is someone that is then going to change their community, change their world. And so that's what Project 1 Million is about. It's about saying, hey, I have been changed, and now I'm committed to changing the world around me by following this thing through with the new information that I've learned. So Project 1 Million is about that. You'll be able to sign up and say, hey, I'm one of the million, and take that commitment to go out and change the world around you.
And think about that. Your name will be on that board. So not only will it say that you are part of that 1 million, but your name will always be in our hearts, in
Yeah.
our face. We can call you by name,
Yeah.
and we will pray for you
Yeah.
as part of that
Yes.
1 million.
Exactly. So we already know that there's a lot of you who have left us comments or inboxes, let us know the impact that we've had. But now we want to add you to this list. And so there'll be a video come out later this week to tell you exactly how to do that, how to join it, be a part of that project. And of course, as far as us reaching more people, reaching these million people, however long this takes, the way that you help us do that is by sharing our videos, liking our videos, commenting on them, engaging in a way that it lights up the YouTube algorithm and the Instagram algorithm and the TikTok algorithm.
So let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
It's important that if you are watching and viewing our videos, that you like it and you comment, because that really helps us get out there, and like you said, the algorithm, things like that. It gets our name out there, so more people can be touched, more people can be seen.
Exactly.
So even if it's nothing but a heart or a smiley face, comment on these videos.
I was just thinking of this. I said from now on, the code for us, for all of our viewers, all of our family friends, is put a little fire emoji. If you watch a video and there's nothing really you have to say too much, but you just want to interact to help the algorithm, just leave a little comment with a fire emoji or something that just says, hey, I watched it and I'm here and I'm interacting, because all that makes a difference with the way the social media and all that works, and the way they show it out and feed it to other people's feeds and all that. So that's what Project 1 Million is about. We're excited. Look out for the video that goes into further detail of what you do to participate in that. But we're super excited about that. All right, the second thing. Now this one's going to be a lot of work for us, but we're excited. Thank you. Fire emoji. You got it.
Thank you.
That helps. And share these lives as you're watching them.
I love it when folks participate.
Yeah,
like,
participation is great.
Like
it helps.
It helps us a lot when people participate. Y'all just really don't know.
Yeah. All right. So the next thing is what we're calling the Summer of Jalen and Cacie. It's going to be a lot of work, but we've been mulling this over for a while. The Lord instructed us to do it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And you guys have actually already helped of how we're doing this. But what that is going to be is for the month of June, and it doesn't start this week, it starts the following week. But Monday through Friday, we're going to be going live. Yeah, that's gonna be.
Pray for us, especially me, because I have a toddler at home.
I have a toddler too.
You do have a toddler, but I have him all day, and it's gonna be the evenings when he's asleep in the bed.
So we're gonna be up late.
So it's gonna be late night talks, with Jalen and Cacie. That's a good name. Late night talks with Jalen and Cacie.
Okay, I don't want to do late night talks.
Okay, well, how about after hours? With Jalen and Cacie.
Still the same thing.
Okay, but I mean,
but that's what we're going to basically be doing for the next 30 days. Go ahead. You can. I mean, you can bring it up here if you're comfortable with that. And like I said, at the end of the video, I will try to tackle some of this stuff in detail. So you can do it here if you like. It's up to you entirely.
But if it's something you really want to keep private, then just go ahead and inbox it. Yeah.
But if you don't mind, a lot of times what we do is at the end of our lives, we'll tackle some of the questions that have come up. So we'll be sure to do that this time. So it's up to you. Okay. So yeah, we're doing the Summer of Jalen and Cacie. So as far as what the scheduling is going to be, because everyone's got different time zones.
Yeah.
Each day is going to be a little bit different because our schedules differ depending on what's going on and with our home life.
Because remember, we have a toddler, and he just got into his toddler bed, you guys.
Oh yeah, that's so cute.
He's such a big boy now.
Yeah. So anyway, and so going back to like some of the questions that were dropped here, and I said that there's something we're doing that relates to that. A couple weeks ago, we asked people, what are some questions that you have that we can make videos on?
And we got a lot of questions.
We got a lot of stuff. So basically, the reason we asked that was because we were preparing for this. So those videos, it's going to be basically about 20 videos, because it's going to be Monday through Friday for the 4 weeks of that month. Are going, and we're still doing our Sunday live too. So that's like 6 days a week that we're live. Saturday's the only day we're not doing it.
Y'all gonna love us, y'all.
We're going to be blowing up your feed for a while, and it's going to be YouTube only. The lives will not be on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're watching us on Instagram and TikTok, you're going to have to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can tune into that, because logistically, YouTube just the way that we got to do it. We're going to do the lives on YouTube. Okay. So what we're going to do is,
I will say that if you're not able to catch it live,
it'll be there.
The links will be, in our Instagram. The links will be in our TikTok as well. So you can always just hit the link for the lives.
Yeah, and we'll have a playlist that'll be on our channel for live podcasts.
And they'll be on replay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
I think they inbox.
Yeah, the inbox. Yeah. All right. So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay. We're going to do Summer of Jalen and Cacie, the month of June, just multiple lives, so you guys can tune in or you can watch the replay. And we're going to be tackling all those questions that you guys sent us, plus a few other things that we just really want to talk about. So it's going to be a lot of how-to videos, how to do this, what do I do when this happens and that happens. So we got a lot of stuff about communication, intimacy, some of the issues that y'all mentioned here are questions that people already asked that we're going to be tackling those videos. So just tune in to the Summer of Jalen and Cacie. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it's a way.
So your marriage can be winter ready.
Yeah.
The cuddle season. That's what I call it.
Yeah. And there's also some questions that tackle stuff for singles too, because we get some of those questions as well, like knowing who the one is and all that kind of stuff. Oh, one good one that came up was, should you wait for marriage to have sex, or what? Well, how much is too much? How far is too far? I'm looking forward to that one. So we're getting a lot of that.
This is probably
nothing. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. So tune into that. Subscribe to us on YouTube. How much touching is allowed
before marriage?
Yeah. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a lot of fun. But also a chance for us to kind of push the YouTube channel and get the engagement up by doing so many videos back to back like that. All right, so tune in for the Summer of Jalen and Cacie. We'll release more details on our pages about that as well. Okay, finally, the last thing, number 3. We said there was 3 things. Thank you to everyone who stayed here till the end. The final thing that we're going to be doing is we're finally launching our channel memberships. That's something that we
talked about that.
We talked about a while back that we had the ability to do it. We hadn't figured out yet what we want to do. It took us some time. We finally figured it out. So channel memberships, for anyone who's really familiar with using YouTube a lot, you probably already know what those are, but we're going to explain it for those who don't. And again, there'll be another video explaining it later this week. But channel memberships is another way for you to support your favorite YouTube creators that YouTube has enabled for channels over 1,000 subscribers. So something that we've been able to do for a while. We just really didn't know how we wanted to really get it done. But we think we finally figured it out and we're confident in it. So we're going to present it the partnership levels, I'll call it. I guess they call it member levels or something. But basically what allow you to do is financially support the vision of what we're doing here. And we call you guys vision bearers, the ones who really believe in what we're doing in Project 1 Million and the Jalen and Cacie YouTube channel and this ministry that we've been doing. Some of you have really been touched by it. And, something that we believe is important for us is as we learn from different people throughout our lives, one thing that we've always known is the power of partnership. And coming out of pocket to say, hey, we believe in what you're doing. We want you to do it for more people like you did it for me. And we've strongly believed in that. We've done that. We're as givers in our marriage. And some of you understand that principle and have been looking for an opportunity to support in that way beyond just the comments and the sharing, which is all super important. Please always do that. But we're offering this for those who want to do that. And we're going to create different tiers so that way people, whatever financial commitment, anybody who wants to can do it. You'll never feel like, okay, I don't have enough money to participate. So it's an extra thing. And because you're doing that, becoming a channel member, this extra level of subscription, you get rewards for doing it. So we'll explain in further detail what those are, but just give you an idea. Anybody who does it will get a special badge next to their name so that whenever you leave a comment on our channel, people can see that, oh, you're one of those channel members, you're one of those vision bearers. You'll get access to special emojis that we're customizing and trying to make that have our faces on it and stuff. That should be kind of fun.
Let me just tell y'all, you guys, and I think you mentioned this, like we wasn't sure if we wanted to do YouTube for fun, something like that. YouTube isn't fun. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Now, listen, people make whole careers. I know a lot of you on YouTube, you know that YouTube can be a career. YouTube can be a career. But it's not terrible, but it is work. It is legitimate work. So when we decided to do this and we really just accepted the fact this is going to be the ministry that God has put us on, we really started investing in our education about YouTube, and investing in a lot of things, equipment, servers, a lot of things. And we're still not there yet, you guys. Like we're still in the baby stage of this, but it takes a lot of effort to make this to make it quality so that we can reach the people that we need to reach. And so when y'all support us with not just financial but the likes and the shares and the comments, we really mean that. We thank you for that because it helps push this forward, and it also makes us feel like we're not doing it in vain. And it's really, really important. And we trust God in everything. We're not people who want your money just to become whatever, because we're not doing this for gain. We're doing this because God told us. Because honestly, I don't want to be in the camera all the time. Like, I think I said this before. I'm really not the biggest person want to be on camera or on social media, but I just happen to be there all the time. Google my name, I will pop up. God has put me there for a reason. And this is not an arrogant statement at all, because I understand that it is grace that allows me to do what I do. But God has placed a special anointing on our lives to help people with relationships. And we have taken a while to really accept that for ourselves, because we don't want to be doing this in our own strength and power. We don't want to become prideful and arrogant. But you got to recognize what God is doing in your life. And we don't live our lives for us alone. We were called to help people, just like the people that was called to help us. And we want to give that back. And so we partake of other people's grace to do what we do. So now we want you all to partake of the grace that we have. And it's really important, because God loves you so much that he sent his son for us. And guess what? We are all sons and daughters. So you have been sent for someone. And no, we're not Jesus, so don't get it wrong. Don't come up. I didn't say I was Jesus himself. But we are representatives of him. And therefore, because he has given us so much, we want to give back. And we want to tell you there is hope for your life. Whether it's your marriage, your children, your health, your finances, there is hope. We know what it feels like to feel like you are bound and feel like there's no hope. Sometimes you just want to give up. You just want to lay there and just let life take over, because you're like, I don't know what to do. And talking about mental health, like, I've seen how God has really delivered you in your mind. I mean, I can't wait for him to really go in depth on that subject, because it's going to help you a lot, especially with men. Men struggle with this a lot more than we talk about. We all do, but men especially. I know for a fact that God has given you a grace to help in this area. The fears and the insecurities I used to walk in about myself, like, to be able to breathe. Anybody's ever dealt with depression or anxiety? That weight that you feel in your chest, like a giant elephant, is just sitting on you all day, and you're just like a functional, insecure person. Like, to not be that anymore is amazing. And that's not even the best word to use, but it's liberating. And to be able to finally say, I accept who I am in Christ. I accept who I am, and to love who I am. And especially with this birthday just passed, like, I was on a journey to be completely free of all of that stuff. And I'm telling you, I am free today. And we just want to share that freedom with everybody. So I don't know about taking you on a rabbit trail, but
a little bit. You better get back to the channel memberships.
I know. But I guess for me, it's just, I'm so passionate about the reason why we do what we do. And so, okay. Bring it back.
So everyone who shares the passion of our passion, then that's an opportunity for you to help us bring it back, because you will literally be helping us achieve the next steps. And some of those next steps is, and we've actually did mention some of this before, a desire to create an app with content, not just the content that we create, but content from other creators that we've spotted who are doing the same thing, the same positive gospel outreach, and that we want to bring in and create a network, a creative network of videos and content and blogs and podcasts that can help reach the world and reach people of all kinds. Because although we do reach a lot of people, there are people who have never heard of us and who we're not their style, we're not their type, but there's someone else who's reaching those people. We want to make sure that they have the reach that they need. And so every vision that we have that God has given us, every time he's given us, costs a whole lot of money to pull it off. And so we finally reached a point where it's like, okay, we're going to open this up for people who want to partner with us, that believe that the same way we impacted them, just other people need to be impacted, and they want to help us make that reach and join up with the vision that God has given us. And that's why we call you vision bearers, because God gives a vision and you bear it. And we're going to take it, we're going to run with it, we're going to do everything we can. And we pretty much, to be perfectly honest, reached the limit of what we can do on our own. We pretty much reached that limit. And so now it's time to say, okay, some of our family friends who really believe in this and believe in us, what we're doing, we got to give them the opportunity to help us if you want to. And you're like, well, that's just, I don't know if I can do that. I can't afford it. That's fine. Again, we talked about before, subscribing, liking, sharing, all that is vitally important because again, that increases the reach. And that's ultimately what the goal is here, to reach as many people as possible. Project 1 million, reach 1 million people and change their lives. And that's going to manifest itself in 1 million followers, 1 million subscribers. And everything that does creates new opportunities for us to create the technologies and create the platforms that we need to create and upgrade the equipment and take the trainings that we need to take and all of that. And so all that is very resource intensive and it's time intensive. And we're starting to separate more of our time in investing in this, and we believe it's worth it. It is worth it to do it because every time we get a story of someone whose life has been changed, you realize, okay, this is worth it. It gives us that push to say, okay, let's get up and do it again. Let's shoot the next video. Yes, we're a little tired. yes, we got a job to do in the morning outside of YouTube. This is in our full-time job. But it could be one day. Like you mentioned, there are people who this is their life, and it's something that could be for us. We're not there yet, but opening things like channel memberships and Project 1 Million and pushing to have more people engaging with us, do open doors for that to possibly be a reality. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but you can help us get there. So those are the 3 things we're doing: Project 1 Million, Summer of Jalen and Cacie, and channel memberships. And if you want any more detail on any one of those 3, don't worry, there's a video coming later this week because the Summer of Jalen and Cacie starts next week. So that's a big deal. All 3 of these things are going to start next week. If you want to know when, how, all of this is going to start next week. So we're going to release the videos talking about it, but we're going to launch them all early next week. So just be ready for that because it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
So forgive us in advance if you see like yawning.
Yeah.
You won't see pajamas. Okay. I won't go that far, but
Yeah. But I want to just, as we close out here, just tackle a little bit. I sent you those videos and everything, but let's see how to deal with someone who has been damaged, past relationships and not controlling. So that's the big thing about relationships. And that's why we don't believe ourselves in, call it serial dating, dating a million people, because what happens is you get damaged, you get hurt, and then you carry that into the next relationship. And that's something we dealt with because, interestingly enough, although we really didn't date, growing up ourselves and things like that, relationships that we had still impacted. I'm talking about like friendships, family relationships, parental relationships. Those things still impacted how we dealt with each other. And what will happen is you will deal with your spouse based on the hurts of the past, and you'll create rules about what you will and won't open up to a person, what you will and won't allow. That's not based on the word. See, the main reason why marriages fail is because no one's acting in service, which is what marriage is about, serving your spouse. And everyone is very self-centered and about protecting themselves. And if you go into marriage looking to protect yourself, you set yourself up to fail. Absolutely. And so you say you're dealing with someone who has these issues and how they're controlling their damage. Good that you caught that that's what it is, that they're damaged. And so that's going to be an issue. So I'm going to say that if you're married to this, if you're not married to this person, you don't necessarily have a stake of responsibility where you're required to try to walk this person through it or stick with them, doing things like that, because you always know what someone is committed to actually trying to fix. But when you are married to someone, you're like, okay, this is my man, this is my woman, and we're here. That person is going to have to get to a place where they're going to have to be willing to trust. And it's going to feel like a risk. So I'll say taking that risk of trusting someone. And it's probably going to take them talking with both of y'all, talking with someone in a coaching or counseling scenario so that y'all can work through those things. But even before all that, it's really going to take y'all communication. Yeah. Because y'all have got to communicate. And this other person you're in a relationship with is going to have to communicate to you what they're dealing with. And that can be very tough when you've been hurt, because one of the things that people stop doing when they stop trusting people, when they want to be in a relationship, is they'll stop sharing. They'll stop communicating. And that's the death of a relationship right there. So
that individual has to recognize their damage. I mean, you calling them damage is one thing, but do they recognize themselves as being damaged or hurt? Because a lot of times they just may think that I'm just doing what's best for me. Yeah. I'm protecting me. I've been hurt before, whatever, and I see these signs or I see whatever, so I'm putting my guard up, and they may not see it as hurt or damage. They just see it as me being wise and protecting myself. And so we have and because we don't know the parameters of your situation, we're talking kind of broad here. We can't really say and pinpoint things. But if this person is part of your life, you need to learn how to intercede and to pray and to extend much, 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 much grace. Because it may take months, years even, for that person to really overcome whatever it is that's causing them to respond the way they do.
And if you are this person's spouse, you actually can be a part of that healing process. We've talked about that in previous videos. So I just say binge watch Jalen and Cacie stories. If you are not married to this person, it's a little bit different. You might want to make a decision on what
you're willing to work through.
You're not required to. And a lot of times, we kind of, and some people are manipulative enough to try to keep you in a relationship and say, well, I'm going through something or I'm damaged. You can't just abandon me like this, and try to put that on you. But they haven't said I do. You haven't said I do.
You're not Jesus. You're not the Holy Spirit. Yeah. You cannot change an individual.
Yes.
You can be an aid. You can support. You can love. You can extend grace. All those things. But you cannot change an individual.
Yes.
Okay. And again, if you're not married to this person and you haven't made any commitments to this person as far as engagement, then you don't really have a responsibility unto them to.
And you don't even necessarily have the inroads, the access, or the right to, in some cases, to really deal with this. Because the thing you got to realize is, a lot of times we get in a relationship with someone and say, well, because now that we're married, this person is going to change because they realize this is what is necessary to be in a relationship with me. But before all that, you got to realize people tend to love themselves more than they love other people, even if they don't think that they do. And so if this person hasn't changed for their own self, what makes you think they're going to change for you?
Exactly.
Those things you want to take into
and that is why we strongly encourage people to have a church home.
Yep.
If you don't have a church home, a place that you are planted and rooted in, where you have good pastors, good leadership that can lead you, you need to find you a place where the word is being taught uncompromised. We encourage relationship counseling, guidance. If you are engaged to this person or you are married to this person, seek counseling. Even if the person's not willing to go, you as an individual can go, so you can learn how to handle someone. Because oftentimes people that are hurt, they lash out, they do things, and they don't even understand why they do things. But we need to learn how to handle someone like that, learn how to walk in forgiveness again, learn how to walk in grace. We're not talking about abuse. Okay, we always say that. We're talking about somebody that's putting holes in your face. Or even mentally abusing you. Like, we're not telling you to stay in a volatile situation, but getting the guidance you need, getting the word that you need, getting instruction, wisdom on how to handle these things is very, very key and important if you are indeed married or engaged in this person. If they're harboring unforgiveness, because you mentioned that too. That's somebody else. But
yeah. And for that next question, that question is a little bit too, one thing the question is kind of stating, it's too broad for us to give too much advice there. But you're saying that they get upset with you, newlywed, harboring unforgiveness, that's all textbook, all stuff that we dealt with. So like I said, watch that Newlywed Struggles video playlist in our on our YouTube channel, link in our bio, because that'd be helpful to you. But it's not uncommon. I just want you to you're not strange. Nope. Your wife isn't strange. Those things that are legitimate and that happen. And a lot of times it has less to do with you and more to do with past experiences, or even if you have done something that's deserving of the, deserving in that sense of the treatment that you're getting, there's a way to walk through that. I will say the thing with someone not forgiving you can't control whether or not they do that, but you can, the only way to, and I think there's a video we're going to do on this in the summer of Jalen and Cacie. But as far as rebuilding trust comes from consistency.
Yeah, I was about to say that, because you may have done, and because we don't know you.
Yeah.
But if you have done something that hurt your wife, then you have to give her an opportunity to heal.
Yeah.
And to trust you again.
Yeah. And that's going to take your consistency.
And that's going to take your consistency, and that's going to take time.
Yeah.
And again, we don't know the situation, so we can't really get into all of that. But if it's something that you did and you think she's mad at you about it, you have to just let her run that course.
Yeah.
But you work on you.
Yeah. And
that's something that we have to really understand, even within marriage. Yes, you're one, but your individual issues, you gotta learn. You gotta work on those things. Because while he was not being the best husband he could be, I had to still work on me. And while I wasn't being the best wife that I could be, he had to work on himself. And then we merged together. So while he or she may be kind of flaying in the wind, not really doing everything right, you can still be responsible for how you respond, and you can grow stronger, and you can learn, and you can develop. And that oftentimes will encourage the person to develop themselves. It will bring more peace into your home. Because I remember there were times when, I feel like we kind of traded off sometimes. Yeah. When you was in your upheaval and I was doing my work, I brought a certain calm to the home, and you would sense that, and that would arrest you. And then when I would have my upheaval and you were working on yourself, you would bring a certain calm and peace to the home, and it would arrest me. So it's like working together.
Yeah, exactly. So that'll cover that. Thank you guys for listening to our announcements, because it's a lot of fun. And we're going to turn off here and go and get to work on some of the stuff that we were talking about. So that
and eat dinner.
Yeah. A lot of fun. Thank you for joining us here on this Sunday evening for us. Everyone on the replay, thank you for watching as well. Go ahead and leave your comments on all of that. And we love you. And
fire emojis. Remember the fire emojis.
That's a signal for the family friends. We truly do love all of you. You are our family friends. You're part of our family. And we had, okay. I'm trying to think of the plural.
Family?
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess family friend is good enough. But thank you guys. We love you. And
TikTok should go first, because we always struggle.
Oh yeah, we show TikTok. So you guys, we're turning you guys off first, because there we go. That's better. All right. Now YouTube.
Bye,
and
guys.
You got Instagram.